Yeah, actually, always fans remembers hits, haters remembers the flops. Very sweet scene of a senior, very big star. He is sharing screen with the next generation star.
You are doing Ramayan, which is the most awaited film, which was announced yesterday.
Coolie is like it's my Talavar film.
We had assistant directors, and we still have a lot of assistant directors who, they don't get paid as much as they do over here. So sometimes it's a little heartbreaking, where you know that they're talented, they work really, really hard, but they don't get the deserving pay.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sivakarthikeyan, Sai Pallavi, Rahul Bose, and director Rajkumar Periasamy. Firstly, welcome to Mumbai, sir, Sai. Rahul sir, welcome to Pinkvilla Masterclass and welcome to Mumbai, sir. I want to start this conversation by asking you all, how do you feel seeing the love that the film has been receiving all across the board? Be it Tamil Nadu, be it globally, be it even in Mumbai, we can see how people are reacting to the film. How does it feel?
I think the director
I think
will
common. We
answer
can
for that.
ask anyone. Yeah. So you can start.
Nandri. Thank you all. Thank you is the only word.
200 கோடியை தாண்டி இப்போ நீங்கள் இங்கே வந்தவுடனே ஒரு சவுண்டு கொடுத்தீங்கல்ல, அது அதை விட பயங்கரமாக இருக்காது. இது இது மும்பை மாதிரிலாம் இல்லை, நமக்கு வந்து சென்னையில் மதுரையில் இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு. எனக்கு உங்கள் அன்புக்கு ரொம்ப 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 நன்றி. ஆமாம், அது இதுவும் இப்போ தமிழ்நாடு மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. எனக்கு நாங்கள் நடுவில் இவர்கிட்டையும் கொஞ்சம் நாங்கள் பதிலெலாம் சொல்லிப்போம். அப்பப்போ நான் சின்ன வயசில் படித்த இங்கிலீஷ்லலாம் கொஞ்சம் சேர்த்து நான் சொல்லுவேன். நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணணும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நம்ம டைரக்டர் சார்ட்டேருந்து நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம். ஓகே தேங்க்யூ.
So how do you feel seeing the love that the film has been receiving over the last 1 week? It has been a week since the release, so how do you feel?
We are very overwhelmed with the love that the film has received. See, while making the film and also while writing the film, I knew this will be accepted very well. But the response that we are receiving, it is really like phenomenal. I think people have started owning the film, and that's what should happen. And one way I'm very happy that the film doesn't have any moments like the regular template. I mean, it doesn't follow any template. It doesn't have the regular cutaway songs, or it is from the first frame till the last frame, it's only story. Even the songs are for telling the story. And if the Tamil audience and the audience worldwide, even rest of the country, if they're able to connect to it, I think our audience are very, very international and they're very content oriented. Thank you. This gives us assurance. எனக்கு நீங்கள் சொன்ன ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தையும் புரிஞ்சுது. Love you, first of all. I love you too. And இந்த மாதிரி நீங்கள் ஆதரவு கொடுக்கும் பொழுது தான் ஒரு நம்பிக்கை பிறக்குது. திருப்பி அடுத்தடுத்து பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஒரு என்கரேஜ்மெண்ட்டாக இருக்குது. தேங்க்யூ.
I watched the film yesterday in a packed house over here in Mumbai. And for me, one of the best scenes of the film is when you both are speaking on the call and the van has been attacked. And you think something has gone wrong and you are fighting the battle over there.
The ambush scene.
Yes,
Yeah.
the ambush scene. Could you tell us what was the vibe like to shoot that scene? Because that's the most pivotal moment of the film as well. So, which speaks about your equation. So, could you tell us how challenging was it?
They started shooting for it, I think, months before I shot for it. So I realized what they'd shot, and I'll have to react to it and then space it in between. And moreover, we didn't have the sounds and the moments yet and the edit pattern. So he only gave me some instructions saying that you will have to go through a graph inside this, where you go one step and then you start reacting and then you go pray and then you bug and you do all of that, and then finally you hear his voice. You break down how well it's done. So that was the arc that I chose to use for that. But when I did it, I think we didn't go more than a take or two. we didn't go more than a take or two. It was quite effective, and I was happy that he chose that. Most of the times, I believe that my first 2 takes, 3 takes are good, and I'm happy that he was satisfied with it.
And sir, for you, you knew that, you know, there is something which has happened. Your cell phone is away. You knew that she's on call with you, and we can see on your face that struggle of managing the personal life with the professional one. How did you get that emotion right?
No, it was on paper very clear. So what Rajkumar wrote, and he tried to shoot that exactly the same, with the same feel, reality. And that particular scene sums up the mood of the film. Like how the army, when they fight for the nation, parallelly how the family also fights the battle. So that's the core idea of the film. So that came in a scene, and I know how Sai Pallavi will react to it. And I know something as in artist perspective also, something best is going to come from that side. And here the action sequences also, they are taking it in a bestest way. Stefan Rector did the action choreography, but that scene had everything. I think Mukund forgot that she was on call and he was on duty. So that was on my mind. The duty is to finish everything, like save all your men. Then finally, when he sees the phone, then he realizes she is still on call. So that was the end. So he lost that battle for Mukund. He lost that battle, but she is also on call. He has to say I'm fine, but he is not. He was not fine. So that's how the scene got over. But
yeah.
it was written very well. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
how it was.
such a
It was
subtle
fabulous on
emotional
screen.
arc. Yeah. Absolutely. And Rahul was, sir, there is a sequence in the climax where Sivakarthikeyan sir comes out from the entire rescue operation which is coming. He shows the victory sign, and then suddenly he collapses. And there is an intercut to your face. You are celebrating, and then there is a sudden sense where you know something has gone wrong. And you are outstanding in, you know, you are not saying any dialogues, but your eyes says it all. Could you tell us how did you approach that scene? It's so powerful without a single dialogue.
I think I think that for me the motivation through the entire film with Sivakarthikeyan's character with Maddie was that of a younger brother or a son. So for at that moment, the exact moment when he comes out and he flashes the victory sign, and then you can make out that something very wrong has happened. Uh, I only have my sister and my niece in this world. My parents have passed away. So for me, it was losing one of them. That is the feeling I put in my head, that if I lost one of them, what would I feel? And the feeling is of your heart breaking and falling to the floor. That is the feeling. So that's just the feeling that I
Rajkumar sir, you know, the film is winning so much love and the subject is so universal. Was there ever a thought of, you know, giving it a proper release in Hindi as well? Because, you know, in today's time, language is no longer a barrier and people are watching film irrespective. What was the thought of, you know, keeping the Hindi release so limited?
No, I think it is restricted to a lot of market scenarios. It doesn't, that power doesn't lie with the director, not even with the producer. One thing was there, intentionally we wanted to release it on the same day across the world. Hindi, Telugu, Tamil. Telugu is doing exceptionally well. Hindi, I think it is picked up, and shows like this, response like this, will take it to a wider audience in Hindi also. I think they'll accept it. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I was watching the film, the love story of the film stays with you even after the film is over, and it reminded me of another film, Shershaah, where it's set against the backdrop of army, but at the heart it's a love story. Have you all seen that film? Have you all seen Shershaah? And what do you have to say about the romantic track over here?
Shershaah is a very good film, but I don't like comparisons. This stands out. Um, because this is not to prove anyone this is better or this is equivalent to that, nothing. Same it is to show what Mukund and Indu has given to this country. So that was the only intention to show. So, and it's purely based on love. War or the action sequence are on the other side, but our first priority was to show their love, that innocent, that true, that soulful love. So because of that love, that hits the audience very stronger, and that's why we are receiving this much of a response, I think. That's love. And with all due respect to all the army films we have seen, and Rajkumar has his own uniqueness in the film. I feel like his writing has complete genuinity, I felt. So he also never tried to compete with any other film, not with any Western films or not with any our Indian films or anything. We are giving something to the audience that should be so genuine, so we tried that.
Absolutely, and it reflects, the honesty reflects on the screen. Sai, what do you have to say about the romantic aspect of this film?
I agree to whatever Sivakarthikeyan just said, because when we started the film itself, I knew that the director had a different vision for the film. He wanted to strike a very equal balance, where it's both what you show happens in Kashmir, in his professional side, but at the same time, he also has a personal side that's equally demanding. And his loss won't be a huge loss only to the country, but also to the family. So he wanted it to be strong and to be able to be felt by every person in the audience. And so that we also learn to appreciate our loved ones and us getting to spend time with each other when there's another person who's sacrificing his life and his time with the family. And yeah.
That's all. And the film is produced by Kamal sir. How is it to have a legend like Kamal sir back the film? It's his birthday today, so yeah.
எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து ஒரு தடவை சொல்லிடலாமா? ஹாப்பி பர்த்டே கமல் சார்.
How is it to have someone like Kamal sir back this film? What difference does it bring to the table in terms of writing, and what sort of security it gives actors on that front?
I think Kamal sir and Rajkumar, they started this together, so he should answer this first.
Okay, this I must say, this was a preset project. I mean, I had the script, I had the screenplay, and I had it greenlit. I think, of course, people will know in Bombay, they'll know what is greenlit. A project which was already approved by a studio, and I had a producer, and I was there. We were all there, and it still needed that extra push. Like, we needed a showrunner. So we needed a presenter. So me and my friend who was going to produce this film along the studio, I had some association with Kamal sir on a basic level. So I thought I'll go and approach him. So I went to him asking him if he can present the film. So he agreed immediately. After listening to what kind of film we were intending to make, he said, okay, I'll come as a presenter. But once he came in as a presenter, then since it was a Tamil film, I also asked him, because he has a very efficient production team. So we wanted to merge with the team and we wanted to make the film. So he came in as the line producer further. Then we found Shiva. I think that is one of the best moment for the film's journey itself. Today we are all witnessing that. And then once he came on board, then the film took its own shape. I mean, we had to cater to the kind of audience that follow him. So we wanted to make the film also all these were there in our minds, but once the actor came on board, then a lot of things became possible. Then we could stretch our boundaries, and we pushed our limits. So Kamal sir slowly chipped in for everything. And then later, it became a joint venture. And finally, now Kamal sir has taken it like on his own shoulders, and he did it almost like a solo release. I think he was the only releasing producer. So the way he has backed the film just by believing the content, I think firstly the producer has to believe. Only then the film will come out, and now everyone is believing it. That's how I would say Kamal sir's association and his presence in the film, and that has made the big change.
Change in it. Correct.
Yeah.
And Rahul sir, you have worked with Kamal sir, I think, in Vishwarupam, and that was in the capacity of an actor where you were fighting against him, and now over here he is the producer. How has your association with him been, and how did this casting happen for you?
Well, first of all, he's a genius. He's supremely talented. And when I was making Vishwarupam with him, I mean, you know, his shooting in Chennai, and this man is like a demigod, right? He's the producer, he's the director. But when it came down to actually doing a scene with him, you know, if you're just doing a scene this close, we are plotting and planning how to actually, you know, carry out an attack, and he's using a stick and he's showing on the mud how we're going to be planning the attack. So we're sitting very close to each other. And at that point of time, he's just an actor. He's just a humble actor who's trying to discover the truth with me. So in the middle of the shot, I would say, sir, I think we can do, yeah, he'll say, yeah, let's do one more. Or he'll say, Rahul, I think, you know, you can. So that to and fro was just like two young actors sitting and just, you know, how you would do it whether you were 12 years old or 82 years old. Two actors trying to discover the truth, trying to make it more truthful, more meaningful, more rich in that moment. So I think that quality, all these really, really great actors who become producers and things, they never lose that idea. You know, I've just finished a film with Shiv Rajkumar in Kannada, and working with him also, when the camera says action, then the person in front of you is just an actor with all the vulnerabilities and all the weaknesses and all the, you know, lack of confidence. Actors are like that anybody has. And then together you trust each other and you take yourselves to the finish line. But I just want to say one more thing about the actual Maddie Vadarajan. I think that the script, in every word, you realize, and I spoke to Colonel Dabas, who's the actual commanding officer of Maddie, and you realize that this was truly a charismatic human being who was loved. I mean, genuinely loved, whether by his wife, whether by his commanding officer, or with the people that, you know, fought with him. He was really, really a loved human being. And that idea, for this man to take that idea and to create and to spin, and this is, I'm not even 1% of this film, this is their film, but to take that idea and to spin that into something compelling, that is, I think, the real success of this movie, not monetarily. To take love and make it in the hands of two extremely skillful actors, to make that something precious that resonates. People have tried to do it. People will try forever. Some succeed and some fail. I think in this case, these guys have succeeded.
Sir's being extremely modest when he's saying whatever he's saying right now. But to be honest, we are aware, we know our track, and sometimes when you have the pressure to perform and your character is fully written, there's a different game because you just go inside, surrender to the director, and then go on. But when you have an important character and you have so much of potential where you can make the most of it and make it so believable, I think he's done something which I don't think he's ever been forced to do that, but he's put all his heart and soul, and I think he does it in every film that he's part of. So that is commendable. Yeah, that is something else, because you know there's something written. For instance, you know that it's about Mukund Varadarajan, you know it is about Indu's journey, but to have when he's on frame and then when you see him there, you believe that he is Colonel Dabas. There's no other way about it. So I think he's just being extremely modest when he says about them. Yeah.
In fact, we shot in the actual locations. So whenever he used to come, the actual battalion soldiers, they'll give him the equal respect, and they'll sometimes salute also, like as if they had seen the commanding officer of the battalion. Same goes to Shiva also. So whenever he walks into that cheetah company that we show in the film, they'll address him like as if he's the company commander because he's in that uniform. And so that's how I think I had the gift of having wonderful actors from Sai Pallavi, Rahul sir and Shiva, and so many more. Roman Shawl, Bhuvan Arora, so many people, many of them are from Bombay. So all of them, I think, I think that way it's a blessing for us.
I think what will happen, sorry. I think what will happen with Sivakarthikeyan after I did Shaurya, whenever you go to airports and people think you're from the army. Somewhere they associate that this person is from the army. True. So, because if that's believable, then it kind of stays in people's minds. And I think I did Shaurya 15 years ago. But even now, a lot of people still respond to the fact that, this guy was in uniform, he must be a good guy. That kind of a
True.
feeling.
I think wearing the uniform on screen also has a big responsibility. Yeah. And so, the film has a lot of meta references with the Tamil cinema with regards to the dialogues. I remember there's one of the dialogues where you're discussing to get into politics, you have to be a star. Which reflects the present political scenario as well, which everyone has caught. I saw whistles in that screen from the audience, so because everyone got to know it's about the present political scenario. Vijay sir, could you tell us something on that dialogue? How do you think of that and the meta reference to the...
No, I think Tamil Nadu's politics, I think almost 80%, 90% of the chief ministers and many ministers are from the film industry, not now, from 60s. They're either writers or actors. So that's how it's been. So that's the reference. But today's relevance is completely different. See, we wrote the script in 2020. We shot the scene in 2023. It is released now. 2023, I think one day before the Independence Day, we shot that particular scene that you're talking about. And it has a lot of references. In fact, it is like all my favorite films are there in the...
Tupaki is there in it. There's so many.
Because we all have that connection with that. Rajkumar worked in Tupaki with AR Murugadoss sir as associate director.
Yeah.
Also, Gangs of Wasaipur is there, and he would have imitated Nawazuddin Siddiqui's dialogue, and that's my
Yeah.
that is there. So that's how it is.
Yeah, Robot Endran was there, and
Anbe Shiva
Anbe
is also
Shivam will be the final dialogue. Final film that we discuss.
there are a lot of them. I think there are a lot of them. And this is my common question. Do you all remember the first ever film that you watched on the big screen? And what was the film which inspired you to get into the film industry? We want to get into acting when we see some magic unfold on the screen. So that's why.
My first film I remember, but I don't know where I watched it. My first film was Raja Chinna Roja, superstar Rajinikanth sir's film. That made me watch television or cinema. I thought something is there. One uncle is doing all the magic and he is like attracting him. I thought only Rajini sir's movie is there in this world. So later only I thought like there are so many good actors and started watching films. So it started off with Raja Chinna Roja. Yeah.
And that was the film which inspired you also to get into what was the time?
Getting into cinema, that I don't know. That God decided, I think. I don't know. Like I was a stage performer in
he
college.
used to perform on
I
stage
was a
and
mimicry artist there, and like.
And also a host.
Yeah, then I became a host. Then I came into television, and in television I thought like I'll do some good character roles with heroes. I'll come with heroes. I'll give some punchlines, get some claps. That was my only idea. Then they all clapped like I expected little. They gave me so much. That made me do Amaran, I think. Thank you all. Love you all.
Sai, for you, what was your first film that you remember watching, and when is it that you decided to become an actor? Because
the first film that I remember watching was Bombay. I was a kid, I didn't even understand what the film was about, but those are the first visuals. And the film that affected me the most was Kannathil Muttamittal. So that really disturbed me as a child. And doing films was never part of my plan. I was doing medicine, but somehow I think this was supposed to be in my destiny, and I'm glad that I'm here. Yeah.
we are also glad that you are here.
Thank you.
Rahul sir, for you?
I think for me there were three films or three moments. Amar Akbar Anthony.
Oh yes.
I remember watching that and thinking to myself, I didn't think about me. I just thought about movies being so attractive. I remember where I saw it. It was in Kasauli, where I have a home in Himachal. They had a small defense cinema, and we used to go in the evening to watch a movie. and go running back home at night because at night there were no lights. So we used to be scared and go back. But I remember wearing a denim jacket and jeans after that for a long time. The second one was Marlon Brando. Was to watch Brando when I was in school on the waterfront. The part where he takes a glove, he picks up a glove and just strokes the glove while she's talking to him with a sense of menace and a sense of desire. It's just amazing. I still remember it. And the third was, of course, Satyajit Ray, Satyajit Ray, and the Opu trilogy, Pather Panchali, Oparajito, and Opu Shanshar. I mean, then you get to understand that cinema can be magical. It can just create, it can take you in and you can smell the actor's breath. You know, and till today, that's all I'm trying to do still. I'm failing most of the time, but getting people here so that they can actually feel my body heat.
True. And sir, for you, what was the film which inspired you to, get into direction?
There are many, not just one. But the first film that I saw on a big screen is Annamalai. Yeah, we went to a theater. I actually got lost in the theater.
Okay.
I got lost in the theater because it was a crowded theater. And then we went back the next day. Next day we managed to get tickets. My mother will take me to theaters always. So Annamalai is the first film that I saw on a big screen. And the films that inspired, I don't know, there are many. But initially, there is this DD National, no, First Channel. So First Channel will play regional content every day. I mean, for few hours. So they used to screen movies. So in that I saw 3 films in a row. One week it was Thalapathy, Mani Ratnam sir's film. The second week I think it was Nayagan. And then I saw Veedu. Veedu is Balu Mahendra sir's film. And then further I saw Oru Veedu Iru Vasal. I think these 4 films were, yeah.
True. And it has shaped up into Amaran finally. Sai, first Fridays of release are always the most challenging one. For you, it was a very different first Friday because Premam released and you became a sensation overnight. It's one of the most loved films of all time. How did you cope up with the success that came your way after Premam? Because it was unreal. It happens once in once in maybe 100 years for an actor. So how was it for you after that Friday?
Right now, when a film does well, I'm able to, process it, know that it's done well because of so and so. And the feeling is something which I'm used to. But when Premam happened, I just didn't know. It was not about it being surreal, but you can't define it. It's a feeling where you think you're a nobody, but somebody believes you're something, but you don't believe you're anything. So you just don't know anymore. It was a very weird feeling. But then you were happy with the love. I was very happy with the love that I was getting. And it wasn't the normal way that, oh, you're an actor. It felt more personal. They would feel very emotional when they saw me. And that was a very strange feeling because in my family, it'll take moments for you to, shed a tear or something that you got to do something successful for them to say, oh, I'm so happy you're my daughter. But here there was another random person who'd come hug me and say, you made me heal my, I'd lost my love in college and suddenly I felt like she was giving me a hug and I didn't know how to react. I didn't know that movies had so much power and it's different when you have an encounter like that. So, yeah.
And sir, for you, your first film was Reunite, won you so much appreciation and awards and everything. How was it for you after the release of Marina? On one side, you're getting all the appreciation. On the other side, there's box office, which was there, but not at the level which anyone would expect in terms of a feature film. So, how did you balance in that time?
No, as I said you before, the television journey itself was like from a mimicry artist to a. I participated as a contestant in a dance show. Then I became a host, and then they gave me a prime show to host. So, and the toughest part was the changeover from television to cinema, because we didn't had something happened before in Tamil cinema. So I wanted to be very calculative about that because I was not so desperate in getting into movies because in television they gave me good respect and good place and good stage to explore myself. So I didn't want to just do one film and do it. But when Marina was directed by Pandaraj sir, he got his national award for his first film. So when he asked for it, I just tried it. I didn't know how it will work, but I very slowly I got into cinema, and one by one it worked. Every film. So for Amaran, not only Amaran's hard work have paid off. That's not I feel. From Marina, what all the directors have tried, all the writers or all the producers and myself. So what are all the work we have put into that is working now. That's what I feel. So I've learned bit by bit, because in Marina, Pandaraj sir one day he called me, he auditioned me. Next day he called me and he said, I'm okay with you. Tomorrow morning is your shoot. So that previous night was like I didn't sleep. I don't know whether how it will be, and I didn't tell my mom also that I'm acting in a film, or my wife. So because I was not sure about like whether they will keep my footage or not. They might edit it and change anyone. So till the movie got released, till the first paper ad came, I didn't tell anyone. My mom asked, "What is this? Something is there." Yes, I am doing one small film. You said you are going somewhere to help your friend. I always tell her I'm going to help my friend for a shoot. I am not acting in film. So I was scared first. So he liked it. Then that started that way. So it's a very like every step was very exciting for me. But
Exciting, of course, and the journey is there for everyone to see. Like, it's insane. The growth over the years is incredible for you on all grounds, as an actor, box office, everything. So yeah.
thank you.
And my next is a common question for all of you. Have you all ever been in a phase where you are self-doubt on your choices that you are making, and you felt that you need a break to rethink about the choices that you're making as an actor, as a director, and how did you cope up or overcome that phase?
Actually is a very normal thing, and I think it should do to you have to change. You will change over time. You can't choose the same kind of roles. You won't feel good if you're going to do the same kind of cinema, and you yourself will be very used to the kind of roles that you've done. But when you have a phase where you think you've just hit a wall and you don't know which way to go, I think that's where you have new arenas which open, and that's where you figure out what is the next phase in your process as an actor. And I think it's a very healthy thing where you don't have everything figured out. It's nice for you to doubt yourself, hold back, and then know which way to go. Yeah.
And have you ever been like, has there been any instance where you, or any film where you were in two minds and then you had to rethink a lot or something like that?
Oh yes, yeah, I have. Mhm.
And so for you, how do you deal with this phase?
Ask Rahul sir. I'm waiting for Rahul sir's answer.
Well, out of the 52 films I've done, one was a bad choice.
That is?
Not going to tell you. We went onto the set, 4 of fine actors in India. This was the only film that we had all looked at without reading the script in my entire career. We had not read the script, we had heard the story, and I was told, Sai Pallavi, Sivakarthikeyan and Rajkumar are going to be in the film. I said, I'm doing it. Like that. Yeah. 3 wonderful actors. I said, oh, fantastic.
Not this film you are
Not
talking
this
about. I'm happy.
Yeah, for a second.
So we're doing it. We're doing it. And all of us came on the set on the first day and realized that it's going to be a disaster. And all 4 of us are looking at each other because the ship is sinking. Already the ship is sinking. So nobody has a lifeboat. Everybody's just going to hold hands and drown together. But a career, I keep saying, is not made by what you say yes to. It's made by what you say no to. Yeah. And many times you say yes for the wrong reasons. Yeah. A best friend, somebody with financial problems, somebody you owe a favor to, and later on, they never stop haunting you. It'll haunt you to the rest of your life. If you have a conscience, it'll haunt you to the rest of your life. The self-doubt happens inside a film for me every day. Every day. I go back and say, I should have done better. That one expression I wish I could have changed. That happens every day. Not on the film, but inside the film on a daily basis. Damn, I could have done this better. But cinema is very unforgiving. It's also wonderful, this is wonderful, but it also never lets you forget your failures. So I can remember the graveyard scene from Bombay Boys, where I think I acted very badly. I can remember at least 8, 10 things in my career which I am roundly ashamed of. What to do? You just have to make sure next time you don't repeat those mistakes. No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
He's being very hard on himself. I don't think so. All of us in the process of evolution. You don't get there on day one. Then you hit a wall. You don't grow.
No,
from
you
there.
never get there. Correct. But I'm saying you asked about self-doubt. For the choices, no, not. I don't accept for one. But within a film, self-doubt every day, every hour.
And so you,
Doubts, yeah. Before saying yes to any script, I'll doubt like everything. All the doubts will come out of my mind. Once I say yes, no doubt. For example, like for Amaran, he narrated the script. I loved it. Next day, I said before reading the script itself, I said we are doing it because I know Rajkumar for the past 16 years, so I know how he works. So if he has a very good script, I know how he is going to work for it. So that one night, it was very disturbing also because of the story, and I said yes. I didn't have any doubt about that. And another thing is like I shot the film for maybe 100 days, I think. Never I went near the monitor and saw any shot of mine. So that was
the
the
faith
belief.
on the director. Yeah.
Faith on the director, faith on the script, and also faith on myself, right? So because if I don't trust myself, no, I will trouble him. I'll start trouble him. Is it working? It is not working. Ayyo, it's okay, okay. So he was, I never seen, the doctor also, I saw 1 or 2 shots. Because Nelson asked me to see how it is, your look and everything, is it working for you? But in this, I didn't see that also. I saw only in the edit before dubbing, he showed it to me. So I'll doubt everything before saying yes. After saying yes, no, doubt shouldn't be there. Because after I'm saying yes, producer is investing 100 crores or 120 crores. If I doubt in between, no, everything will go for a toss. So that's how my process goes.
But is there ever a sense of fear of failure? Which is the biggest fear everyone has. Like before this interview, I had a fear, will I do it right or wrong? So do you all have that fear?
Fear of failure. Till I got my first flop, I had that fear. For every film, this should be success. But luckily or by because of people's love, so first initially 7, 8 films have been like really good. So when I sensed the first flop, then I got relaxed a bit. Okay, this is how the flop will be. So what the approach should be is not worrying about the flop. First accept it. Okay, you didn't do well. You made a bad choice. You are responsible for this, and it's not director's fault or something. You heard the script and you said yes to it. Now you realize what went wrong and you don't do the mistake again. And again it will happen. So that's how we evolve. As Pallavi said, mankind itself is an evolution of evolution. So as an actor also, that too, I don't have anyone from cinema background, so we don't know how the cinema operates. Cinema is not only about choosing the script, it's about strategizing so many things. So initially I used to fear. Now my only fear is like first day, first show, everywhere fans they come, they celebrate, like they keep big cutouts, and they are like owning the film. It's like it's my film, it's my brother's film. So the only fear is they shouldn't get disappointed. They should be happy when they go back home. That is my only fear now.
True. With Amaran, they are very happy, I think so. And the celebrations are not stopping anytime soon, because I was reading somewhere the advance bookings for the second weekend are also very strong, and I think you are entering 100 crore club in next 2 or 3 days in Tamil Nadu alone. So that's a big
Yes, that's
achievement.
right. No, in Tamil
Globally,
Nadu
in
alone.
Tamil Nadu, yeah.
Tamil Nadu alone. So that will be the first hit also.
First
But
for you, I think, na?
yeah, in Tamil Nadu
Yeah.
alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be-
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Sai, for you, what was it like when you faced your first flop? When that first flop came for you, what was it like?
Same thing actually that he said. You wouldn't want to disappoint the audience, and sometimes you feel that oh, will this love go away if I do something wrong? So it's that kind of a fear that you have. But the audience, I feel, are very forgiving. Every time you come with something good and you believe that it is good, they actually receive it that way. They, they wipe the slate clean and then they love your work for what it is. So that gives a lot of confidence that not that you've got to do a bad film and then they'll still accept you, but at least you feel that we shouldn't be very hard on ourselves and be maybe a little more clearer when you choose the next one. So that's how I looked at it.
Yeah, actually, always fans remembers hits, haters remembers the flops. But some days we have to make haters also happy, no?
So, when we talk of hits and flops, there's so much hope pinned on you. You did a cameo in Goat in the climax, and over there is a sequence where Thalapathy Vijay sir actually passes on the baton to you. Like, that's how it has been interpreted by so many people. What do you have to say about that sequence, and how do you look at this responsibility of, being there?
No. His legacy is his own legacy, and no one can touch that, or like no one can take it from him. I see that as a very sweet scene of a senior, very big star. He is sharing screen with the next generation star. That is the only thing. And maybe I felt he is giving his love to me. That's how I perceived it. And I've taken it to that. Because his journey of 30 plus years, he faced his own struggles, his own battles to come up to this level. So I can't straight away go and take that and say, from now on, I will continue that. So it is not that way. It is a scene to be remembered forever, because I've been watching his films, and we had a famous tweet also. I tweeted about Tupaki film. I know, like, today, this date, like, people who have real gun is not mass. Who has Tupaki ticket, they are real mass. That's what I tweeted. So with the same star, I'm sharing screen and doing a cameo in his film. That itself is a very big special for me. So I don't see that as passing on a baton or something. Yeah. So I learn good things from him. All my senior stars, I learn all the good things from them, and I'll try to incorporate that and try to give good films or bigger hit films like them. But I'll never think like I want to be them. ராஜ்குமார் சார் தான் எனக்கு துப்பாக்கி டிக்கெட் கொடுத்தாரு. அவர் தான் எனக்கு டிக்கெட் கொடுத்தாரு.
And Rajkumar sir, you have been an assistant director on AR Murugadoss films, where he worked with the biggest of the stars. Star management is also another important quality for a director. Did you learn that on the sets of AR Murugadoss sir film? How did you learn that? That is something which you can learn only on the job. No institute can teach it. So,
in that film, I handled casting. So each AD has one department. Yeah. Of course, we'll have spot work. You'll have to manage everything. But each AD, assistant director, is designated to one particular department, like actors' costumes, art department. Art department is the set arrangement, the properties, and all of that. So I was in charge of auditioning actors and casting them. And one special connect that I have with Bombay is we shot the entire. That's the only film that I worked for as an AD. And we shot the entire film in Bombay. And I was exposed to a lot of casting directors here. They had a very weird term. When I came into Bombay, they said strugglers for aspiring actors, which was very new to me, which was shocking, because the meaning of it is very strange when you translate it literally. But then it was very unique. So I happened to meet a lot of talents. So we would call them talents and aspiring actors. So I auditioned a lot of actors. So that way, the network grew. There was a camaraderie between those aspiring actors, assistant directors, casting directors, especially in Bombay. There are a lot of great supporting departments. Yeah. So Murgadoss sir, when I was working with him, I had to handle all the secondary, tertiary artists, and also the antagonists of the film. The same antagonist is playing as the antagonist in his next film with Murgadoss, Vidyut Jamwal. Yeah. with Vidyut and so many more. And there was another actor, Zakir Hussain, so many people. So the liberty that Murgadoss sir would give to each of his AD is very, very different. He'll actually give us that space. We can do all of it on our own, and we'll also be taking second unit shots. All of that is there. And he's one particular director who always says, see, generally directors have this habit. I think most of the directors have this habit. If they have one favorite AD or one favorite co-director or so, I mean, here you would call him as first AD, him or her, the chief associate. They'll always say, if he is there, if she is there, it's enough. I don't have to do this work. He'll take care of everything. So people tend to grow old, and even after 10, 12 films, the directors will fail to realize that the same AD has been serving for me, and it has become like a hierarchy. But Murugadoss sir is one director who will say after one film, if there is some maturity, I mean, if he feels your tenure as an AD is over, now you branch out, you try something individually, I'll always get a new team. So that's his nature. So at the end of Tupaki, he actually told me, Rajkumar, you're ready. You can go write your own script. Go try. So I think that he'll be doing after that. He's done many films. Many people have become directors. So that's one quality with AR Murugadoss sir. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the first day of the release, I met AR Murugadoss sir. Because we are doing the film now. So regarding that, I met him and he said Rajkumar has done really well. Because when you are shooting, I told him, sir, your associate is going to make you proud. Just wait for the moment. So, and he said he did that. I'm hearing so much about him. And he told him also, Mr. Talk of the Town. He messaged him also.
He messaged me, congratulations, Rajkumar, Mr. Talk of the Town.
Wow. It must be a special feeling, I'm sure, because you made your mentor in a way proud with your work. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing film with Rajkumar this side and with his guru Murugadoss sir the other side. So I am very, very happy about it.
How is it to work with Murgadoss sir? Could you tell us something on that film?
I can't reveal about the story or something because he will not allow. அவரும் வேணான்றார். Okay. அது அப்புறம் சொல்லுங்க அப்படின்றீங்க. Okay. But that is very sweet about it. How the way he takes care of his team, no? I also heard after film is over, he chooses the AD who is very good to go to direct the feature film. He will give him 1 year salary. And in that 1 year, he has to write the script and he has to approach the producer and fix his film. So he shouldn't be worried about the salaries also. Financially, he shouldn't struggle. So these are so many things I am learning from him. And that film will be in his own style. Like, how to say, vintage AR Murugadoss sir. It will be in that kind of style,
Wow.
definitely.
Wow. Looking forward to that one. He's making a film in Hindi as well. So, looking forward to both the films. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And Sai, what next for you as an actor? You are doing Ramayan, which is the most awaited film, which was announced yesterday. So now finally you can officially talk.
No, I still can't talk. Now you saw that the date is say 2026. I think it's too early for me to say anything about the film right now.
But what next for you? Could you tell us what are the films you are doing next?
Tandale is releasing in February. Feb 7th. They recently released the date saying Feb 7th. So that's when I think the Telugu audience will see me after almost 2 years in a direct Telugu film. So I'm really happy.
So it's that and Ramayan and one film with Amir Khan Productions.
Yeah. So that one I'm not sure. Amar sir will decide. But Ramayan, you saw that the date was 2026 and Tandale is Feb 7th.
Okay. And Rahul sir, what next for you?
I just released a Hindi film called Berlin.
Yeah.
Now there's Amaran. Ranagal, Bharati Ranagal will release in Kannada in 10 days' time, 9 days' time. And then there's a Bengali film that's releasing called Binodini. It's the story of the first actress who became a star on stage in India. This is 100 years ago at the time of Rabindranath Tagore. And then I'm just finishing a film with Ayushmann Khurrana. It's a wonderful film. It's a genre that India hasn't seen very often. So that's with it's a Dharma Sikhya. Yeah, it's a collaboration. In fact, I'm shooting tomorrow. And so I'm very, very happy with that and the way that's developing. It's a first-time director. And then there is one more Bengali film, which is a thriller, which I've finished. God knows when that will release.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's literally multiple languages.
And I dub all my films.
Yeah.
I speak the language for all my films. Kannada, this one I couldn't manage.
Yeah.
The Ranagal was very difficult. Otherwise, generally, it's my voice everywhere because if I see my face and I don't hear my voice, I feel like killing myself. Not because I have such a sexy voice, but just because, it's just impossible to connect. So so.
And sir, have you decided on your next film? What next? Are you making something in Hindi? I hear you are trying to make a Hindi film as well. So could you tell us something?
They know before he knows.
There are a lot of calls since the film released, and even before this film was going to get completed, I've received one or two offers also. But I always like to take that time for scripting and then get into it. So mentally, I have not moved out of Amaran yet. I mean, I have submitted the film, so the film left us and reached the audience. But still, I think this is that cooling period where you'll have to let go of few things and then start writing. So that's where I am. But of course, if there is a news, it will be there. I think everyone will come to know soon. Yeah. Sure.
ஏய் ரைட்டிங்க்கு தான்ப்பா ரொம்ப டைம் எடுக்கணும்.
அதான் அவர் சொல்ற பாயிண்ட் எனக்கு புரியுது. அவ்வளோ வருஷ கேப் விடக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்றீங்க. அப்போ ஆசைதான் ஆனால் அது நடந்துருது. இனிமேல் நடக்காமல் கொஞ்சம் இன்னும் உஷாரா சிவா சொல்கிற மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜைஸ் பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் இல்லை அது ரைட்டிங்க்கு மட்டும் ஆகிற டைம் இல்லை, நிறைய விஷயம் ஒன்று கூடி வரணும். இனிமே அமையும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அந்த மாதிரி நிறையா.
How sweet. நீங்க மூவி இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் இருக்கீங்களா? ஆஸ்பைரிங் அப்படிங்களா? வெரி நைஸ், வெரி நைஸ்.
வாழ்த்துக்கள், சீக்கிரம் டைரக்டர் ஆகிறதுக்கு என்னோட விஷஸ்.
வெரி நைஸ்.
ஐ டோன்ட் நோ அவங்க பக்கம் கேமராவோ ஆடியோவோ இல்லை. ஸோ திஸ் மைட் பி வெரி புரியாமல் இருக்கும் ஃபார் பிங்க்வில்லா. பட் தெர் இஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் reception and lot of interactions happening this way too.
Yeah, we have fan questions. I have 3 more questions for sir and then we'll open up to the fans. Yeah. I think this is a question which a lot of fans would want to ask. So you were spotted on the sets of Coolie with Lokesh Kanagaraj sir. Is there something happening over there? That photo has gone viral across the
No, yet to go to shooting spot. I meet Lokesh often.
Yeah.
Because we are on group. We have Maviran producer Arun Vishwa and associate screenplay writer Chandru, Madon Ashwin, Maviran director Lokesh, myself. We hang out like most of the time. So, but yet to go to Coolie shooting spot because I'm in promotions right now. The shooting is happening right opposite to my house. So once I go back, I'll definitely go there. But Coolie is like, it's my Talaivar film. That's the only connection with Coolie I have.
You're not in the film.
No, I'm not. Don't carry any news like that, please.
Okay, and there are 2 more requests. When I posted on social media, people were like, when can we expect a reunion of you and Nelson sir? Because Doctor is a cult film in that dark comedy space. And
Okay.
the train sequence is one of my favorite. The train fight scene, the way it happens. So,
Thank you. Okay. Anytime it might happen because he is next directing a big film. Yeah, that I shouldn't announce, I think. So after that, it might happen because we always talk to each other like we should do something, and it should be obviously it should be at least equal to Doctor, right? Everyone loved Doctor, and it became like a special film in Tamil. So it should be something new. When he thinks about it, definitely he will call me, and I am ready always. Anything it might happen because Rajkumar, Nelson, and myself, we all work together in Vijay TV. So anytime it's.
and one last thing. When can we expect your reunion with CIBI? Because again, Don was a game changer for you in a lot of ways, and I loved Don. It was such a fresh
Thank you.
take on that college campus film. So
It's happening soon. Next after Murgadoss sirs will be CIBI Chakravarti's film. Yeah, we are the same team will. So you made me announce here in Pinkvilla, I think. CIBI will be happy. I don't know about the producer. Yeah, it'll be entertainer in like in the zone where they are like me before, so it'll be in that zone.
Fun space. And Sai, when can we see you in a proper love story? I love love story and I love the song Sarang Darya. It's one of my favorite. In pandemic, I was just listening to that. It's such a happy song. When can we expect, pure love story like Love Story or Premam or so many more that you have done?
I'm always open to writers and directors coming forward with it. It's just not finding me yet. I'm getting stories which are a little more. Maybe I'm putting out those vibes where I want something that's a little more sadder and a little more heavy. But love story is something that I'd want to play too. So we'll see when the time is right. I'm just hoping someone has a good love story. But oh, thank you, thank you. But I believe. But I had a lot of people who. I had a lot of people who actually called and told me that they loved the love track in our
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
It was just not the simple way in which you show a boy, girl falling in love and then getting married. There was a lot of respect and space and understanding that was shown in the film, which is not very common when you have the time that we spend together in the film. It's very difficult to get that across. So he'd written it so well that it makes up for not doing a fully fledged love story, but this made up for that I was missing.
Perfect. And now we have taken questions from the fans. We have some chits, so we can pick up the chits and the fans can ask questions to you all. I'll just take it. Yeah. Their names. Yeah. So I'll just pass on. You all can. So they can just stand up.
Names are there.
Ashok Karoli.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for choosing Mumbai for this event. And I just have a question for Sai Pallavi ma'am.
No, we'll do
Actually,
that.
actually, I took this and gave it to her.
I'm very nervous actually. She's the biggest, biggest fan of her. I'm biggest fan of her.
How
Choosing
sweet.
the Telugu movies for doing such a great roles in that. So I have a question. You choose the roles like Bhanumati, Moni, and all that. That was a scripted one. So this movie Amaran, which is a real story based on a real story. So was it very difficult that movies or this one was it difficult for you? This role was difficult for you.
Emotionally, this was harder because this wasn't a fiction or an imagined character or something that you write. This is a real life, and we are representing a larger audience, and or the army wives and women who are there waiting for their husbands to either pick a phone or not knowing what is happening. So I think emotionally I was a little more, I can't call it traumatized, but it was like a cathartic situation for me at times. So this one was a little heavier than the other films, Bhanumati. But now that you said it, I've always I didn't know that the dubbed films will be watched so much over here. But when I came to shoot, and
There are a
sometimes
lot
when you
more
have
fans over
interactions,
here, you
I
don't
know it was so it was so overwhelming. They would actually say Bhanumati. Not a lot of people knew that the name, so it was very overwhelming. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And
Ashok.
one more question. The movies you do, don't actually we want Hindi movies, coming Hindi movies. You should do Hindi movies more often because we love the way you do your work.
How sweet.
We
Thank
have
you.
many fans over here waiting for your movies and
Thank you.
Miki chala chala shubhangshilu for Tandil movie.
How sweet. Thank you so much, Ashok. How sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Anjulika.
Okay, thank you. Can you give me little space also? No, I'm not going again. I'm not going again. Hi, I'm Anjulika, and you won't believe I have watched this film 3 times already.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
first time so there are 3 reasons for that. The first reason I watched this film for my very dear friend who played Altaf Raja, Altaf Baba.
Shrish Zutshi from Bombay.
Shrish
Yeah.
Zutshi. And I was so overwhelmed by the film. Like that, I missed so many things in the film. So I went again to watch it just to soak in like what the film is about, what are the emotions and the way you have presented it. And third time I have come here just for one thing, for that dialogue of yours, the best dialogue of the.
This is the face.
And I want to come there with you. And it's such a proud moment that I'm standing next to a man who has done this iconic dialogue. Sir, along with you.
Yeah. This is the face of the Indian Army.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
sir.
so much, man. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Come on.
Anish A.
வணக்கம் சாய் பல்லவி அக்கா சிவண்ணா ராகுல் சார் அண்ட் சார் உங்களுக்கும் நெஞ்சில கல்ல வச்சுட்டு அக்கான்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன் ஆனா பரவாயில்ல ஸோ
யாரோ சொன்னாங்க ரெஸ்பெக்ட் அதனால.
ஓகே ஸோ இந்த நான் ரொம்ப ஷோஸ் நான் அப்படி பர்த்டே பார்ட்டிஸ் வெட்டிங் இவெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் ஹோஸ்ட் பண்ணுவேன். அதுக்கு முழு காரணமே சொன்னால் சிவானா தான். ஐ சோ யூ ஆஸ் அ ஹோஸ்ட். நான் சின்ன பிள்ளைய பார்க்கும்போது யூ ஆர் அன் இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் ஃபார் மீ. வரும்போது நான் ரொம்ப ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தவங்க முன்னாடி ரொம்ப விஷயத்தை கேட்கணும்னு. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ இஃப் ஐல் பி ஏபிள் டு கன்வே தட் ஆர் நாட். பட் ஒரு 2-3 கொஸ்டின் இருக்கு. ஐ ஹேவ் ஃபார் யூ அண்ட் ஆல்சோ ஃபார் சாயக்கா. சிவானா, உங்களுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்க படத்துல ஒரு பாட்டு இருக்குது, டேமேஜான பீஸ் நானு ஜோக்கர் இப்போ ஹீரோவான
காஞ்ச மண்ணு ஈரான சாஞ்ச தூணு நேரான.
இந்த லைன் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சேண்ணா. எனக்கு ஜோக்கர் இப்போ ஹீரோவான. என் வாழ்க்கையில சில டைம் அப்படி ஆகும், சில டைம் ஆகாது. உங்க வாழ்க்கையில அந்த ஜோக்கர் இப்போ ஹீரோவான மூமெண்ட் என்னதுன்னு எனக்கு சொன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும்.
இல்லை, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் தனுஷ் சாருக்கு தேங்க்ஸ். அவர் எழுதின லைன் தான் அது டக்குன்னு கடன்னு எழுதி கொடுத்தாரு. அது ஜோக்கர் இப்போ ஹீரோவானன்ற மொமெண்ட் வந்து எவ்ரி டைம் எனக்கு வந்து நீங்கள் சத்தம் போட்டு கூப்பிடும்போதோ, கை தட்டும் போதோ, படங்களோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஷோ பார்க்கும்போதோ, இல்லை இந்த மாதிரி நிகழ்வுகளில் நேராக சந்திக்கும் பொழுதோ எனக்கு எவ்ரி டைம் வந்து அப்படி தான் இருக்கும். ஹீரோ ஆகிட்டோம் அந்த மாதிரி தோணும்.
சூப்பர் சூப்பர். மூவிங் ஹெட், ஒரு இன்னொரு கொஸ்டின் இருந்துச்சு. கொட்டுக்காளி படம் பார்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் லாட் ஆஃப் ஃபில்ம் மேக்கர்ஸ், அஸ்பைரிங் ஃபில்ம் மேக்கர்ஸ், சார் எப்பவும் சொன்னீங்க மும்பையில் ஸ்ட்ரகலர்ஸ்னு ஒரு வார்த்தை இருக்குது. பட் யூ டோன்ட் கால் சம்மன் ஆஸ் அன் அஸ்பைரிங் ஃபில்ம் மேக்கர். வி ஆர் ஆல்சோ இன்டு ஆக்டிங், ஐம் ஆல்சோ இன்டு ஆக்டிங். தேர் ஆர் லாட் ஆஃப் ஃபில்ம் மேக்கர்ஸ் ஓவர் ஹியர். சிவானா, நீங்கள் கொட்டுக்காளி மாதிரி ஒரு படத்தை நீங்கள் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணி இட்ஸ் ஹஸ் கான் டு அ பிகர் லெவல் ரைட் நவ். Like right now we also create a lot of films, but we don't know the right way. Okay, so if we have a film which is good enough, how can we approach you, and is there any way that we can do that?
Very tough question. In the 1 hour la, yeah, you can approach me. Maybe I'll give you a contact later.
Super.
But to make films like Kottukali or to present Kottukali, you don't have to approach me. If you are very genuine about the product, everyone will come to you. Same happened for P.S. Vinod Raj when he did Pebbles, which was officially nominated for Oscars from India. He did that film, the budget of 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs, I think. So everyone approached him. So he got Rotterdam's Tiger Award, I think. Yeah, Tiger Award, Rotterdam only, if I'm correct. So he backed the award, that award was backed by Christopher Nolan for his first film. So a guy from Madurai, he made it possible. No one presented that film, no heroes or no stars or big production house. He had the conviction. His friends, they produced that film and he achieved that. So if you have that idea, like something international, everyone will come to you. You don't have to ask anyone.
Okay.
Best wishes to everyone.
So sorry. For again, last question for Sayaka, for you. We have watched your film Gargi. நீங்க மலரா உங்களை நாங்க பார்த்திருக்கோம். மலர்ல நீங்க ஒரு 10-15 minutes நீங்க வந்து you like or half an hour you have created an impact. Gargi, you were there throughout the film. The question over here is,
do you choose script which are impactful as a role, or like even if it's like 10-15 minutes, I'm okay to be a part of it? It's just that I want to create an impact. What is your approach while choosing scripts?
First, I'd like to do films which I'd like to watch on screen. You grow up watching few films and then you're attracted to it. You watch the women around you are strong, and then you're attracted to women that way, and characters which are written really for women, not the one that you pretend to write for women. So that's how I pick roles and scripts.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pinkvilla, for this. Thank you.
Ayan Dikshit.
Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Ayan, as you said. Special congratulations to the whole team. The film is doing great business and the film is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Special congratulations to Sai ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, as you're going to debut in Bollywood soon.
It's
My
scaring me
question
now.
is related to that only.
Okay.
How was your experience in working in the movie Ramayana with Ranbir Kapoor sir?
I think it's too soon for me to talk about it again. Do you have any other question about, I can tell you the difference between what it feels to be part of a Hindi and a Tamil or South Indian film.
Sure, ma'am.
I think that there's a lot of work that goes into the pre-production and how meticulous it is when you shoot. But down south, it's a little more, you can improvise. There's a lot of room for improvisation. Here, sometimes I feel that everything is perfect. I'm scared that if I want to improvise, there are a lot of things that needs to change. So in that way, I find that a little bit different. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. And I think that the assistant directors and the team over here are, I don't know if I should say it, they are, for instance, we had assistant directors and we still have a lot of assistant directors who, they don't get paid as much as they do over here. And that is why you see that over here when you're an assistant director, they hang on and they're there and they'll come even for the next film because you know that it's all safe and fine. But down south, I don't know if they're given or they're paid as much as they deserve to be paid. So sometimes it's a little heartbreaking where you know that they're talented, they work really, really hard, but they don't get the deserving pay. So that's another difference that I've seen.
Ma'am, I am a very big fan of you and your smile.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayan. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Vijay Stephen. Hi. So now we're actually going to be questioned by someone who's been very, very interactive from the time go. Yeah.
And ஏதாவது question மிச்சம் இருக்காப்பா?
Yeah.
ஐயோ கையில புக்கோடே வந்துட்டேப்பா. Okay. Now you can ask. உங்க பேரு விஜய்?
Vijay Stephen.
Vijay Stephen. Yes.
சும்மா யாராவது சைடில் பிடிக்க சொல்லுங்க, உங்களுக்கு பிடிக்க கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சுன்னா.
நடிக்கிறது பயமா இருக்கு. சார் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ராஜ்குமார் சார்ட்ட
மைக்கு நல்லா பிடிச்சு பேசுங்க. ஏன்னா நீங்க எப்ப
வேணாலும்
வேணாலும்
பேசுனது எதுவுமே வருமான்னு தெரியல. ஏன்னா மைக்ல இல்ல. இப்போ மைக் வச்சு நீங்க பேசுறது
வேணா யாராவது ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுங்க அவங்களுக்கு.
நோ மைக்கை நீங்களே பிடிச்சு பேசுங்க. நாளைக்கு ரோலிங் ஆக்ஷன் கட் எல்லாம் சொல்லணும்ல. ஸோ அதனால மைக்கை பிடிங்க. ஹோல்ட் இட். அப்படி பிடிங்க.
சார் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ராஜ்குமார் சாருக்கு இந்த படம் கண்டிப்பாக நேஷனல் அவார்டு வாங்குவோம். அதுக்கு நான் ரொம்ப இல்லை நாங்கள் எல்லாருமே. ரெண்டாவது என்னென்னா முகுந்தன் சார் வந்து அந்த இன்டர்வியூ கொடுத்துருந்தீங்க. அதில் நான் இப்போ ரீசெண்டாக அந்த படம் வந்தது ஃபஸ்ட் ஷோ பார்த்தேன். நான் ஆனுவல் சார் ப்ரொடியூசர் ஆனுவல் சார் கூட தான் படம் பார்த்தேன் கோரேகாவில். சார் பார்த்துட்டு படம் வெளியே வந்தோடனே ஒரு மாதிரி இதாகி ஃபோன் பண்ணிட்டுருந்தார், என்கிட்ட பேசினார். அப்போ கேட்டார் வெளியே வந்துட்டு படம் என்ன பண்ணிச்சு இன்ட்ரோவில். நான் சொன்னேன் உங்களை பற்றி தான் சொன்னேன். சார் அவர் ரங்கூன் பண்ணார், ஆனால் ரங்கூனுக்கு அப்புறம் இப்படி பண்ணுவார்னு எதிர்பார்க்கல. அந்த 5 வருஷம் அவர் இதுக்காண்டி தான் வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்திருக்காரு. அவர் ரொம்ப வெடிச்சிருச்சு எங்களுக்கெல்லாம். இன்ட்ரோல் பேக் அப்புறமே எனக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு மாதிரி அப்படியே வேறு நான் மிலிட்ரிக்கு போயிடலாமா அப்படிங்கிற லெவலுக்கு ஆயிடுச்சு. அந்த மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு. அப்புறம் ரெண்டாவது என்னென்னா நீங்கள் ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்துருந்தீங்க. முகுந்தன் சார் வந்து அவங்களோட கேஸ்ட்டை பற்றியோ எதை பற்றியும் சொல்லக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு. அது ரொம்ப எனக்கு ரொம்ப பர்சனலாக கனெக்ட் பண்ணிச்சுன்னா, நம்ம எல்லோரும் மனுஷங்க, மனுஷனாக மதிப்போம். அது மட்டும் தான் எனக்கு அது நீங்கள் சொன்ன வார்த்தை எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது. அதை பற்றி நீங்கள் ஒரு வார்த்தை சொல்லணும் சார். அப்படியே உங்கள் 2 பேர்த்தையும் கேட்குறேன் சார்.
இல்லை அது வந்து நானுமே அதை பிலீவ் பண்ணேன். அடையாளங்கள் வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து அதெல்லாம் விட்டுட்டு தான் நம்ம வரணும்னு நினைக்கிறோம். நான் ஒரு பர்டிகுலராக ஒரு குரூப் ஆஃப் பீப்புளை பற்றி மறைக்கணும், இல்லை இதை வந்து பர்டிகுலராக ஒரு குரூப் ஆஃப் பீப்புளை வந்து மறைக்கணுங்கிற நோக்கத்தில் அது பண்ணலை. பர்டிகுலராக ஒரு குரூப் ஆஃப் பீப்புளை மறைக்கணுங்கிறதுக்காக அது பண்ணலை. அதை தாண்டி பெரிய அடையாளங்கள் அவங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே இருக்குது. இன்றைக்கி வந்து நான் என்ன அடையாளப்படுத்திக்கிறேன், நீங்கள் என்ன அடையாளப்படுத்திங்க, இதை தாண்டி நம்ம சமூகமாக எப்போவோ வளர்ந்துட்டு வரோன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதனால் அதை நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன், அவ்வளோதான். ஏன்னா ஒரு ஒரு ஆர்மியில் எல்லாமே பொதுன்னு இருக்குது. ஆக்சுவலாக ஆர்மிலேயே கூட சர்வ தர்மஸ்தலா அப்படிங்கிறது தான் அங்கேயே வந்து கடைப்பிடிக்கிறாங்க. இப்போ எல்லா மதத்தினரும் அங்கேருந்து வழிபடுறதுக்கு ஒரு பெட்டாலியனோட ஒரு சென்டர்லேயும் ஒரு சின்ன கம்பெனி இருந்தால் கூட அங்கே அந்த மாதிரி எல்லா தெய்வ வழிபாடும் அங்கே இருக்குது. எல்லோரும் ஈக்குவல் அப்படிங்கிறத தான் அவங்க போதிக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு செக்யூலர் ஸ்டேட்டாக இருக்கோம், எல்லோரும் ஈக்குவல், எல்லாமே ஒன்றுங்கிறத தான் சொல்லிட்டு வரோம். அதனால் அதை தாண்டி இதில் ஒரு நேஷ்னல் இன்டெகிரிட்டி வந்து பிரதானமாக இருக்குது படத்தில். ஸோ இந்த கதையில் அப்படி ஒரு இது தேவைப்படலைன்னு தோணுச்சு, அதுதான். அண்ட் அதை நான் பார்க்கவே இல்லை ஆக்சுவலாக. அந்த ரியாக்ஷன்ஸ் வந்து எனக்கு ஏதோ அதை திட்டமிட்டு செஞ்சுட்டாங்க அப்படி இப்படி சொல்லும் போது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது. அப்படி இல்லை, நம்ம அதை தாண்டி பார்த்தோங்கிறது தான்.
பார்க்குற எங்களுக்கே ஒரு மாதிரி கஷ்டமாக இருந்தது சார். நீங்கள் அப்போ தான் நீங்கள் உங்கள் வெயிட்டிங்
ஆக்சுவலாக நான் வந்து அதை ஒரு பெரிய முற்போக்கான சிந்தனையாக நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருந்தேன். நான் என்ன நினச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன்னா, ஒரு ஹிந்து பையன், ஒரு கிறிஸ்டியன் பொண்ணு, இவங்க 2 பேர் கல்யாணம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஒரு கேரளா ஸ்டேட்டு, ஒரு தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்டேட், சென்னை, ட்ரிவாண்ட்ரம், இவ்வளோ இதில் பிரிட்ஜ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், இதெல்லாம் அழகுன்னு நினச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன். அதில் அவரோட பெட்டாலியன்லேயே 2 பேர் இருப்பாங்க, வாஹித் அண்ட் சைஃப்னு சொல்லி. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பெரிய விஷயங்கள்லாம் பேசுகிறதா நான் நினச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன். பட் அதுக்குள்ளே இப்படி ஒரு பிரிவு, ஒரு உட்பிரிவுன்றது வரும்ன்றது எதிர்பார்க்கல. அது
இல்லை சார். 2வது அவங்க பேசுனால இன்னும் ப்ரொமோஷன் அதிகமாகிடுச்சின்னு நினைக்கிறேன் சார். அது இன்னும் படத்துக்கு ஒரு மாதிரி ஹைப் ஆயிடுச்சின்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
இல்லை, நம்ம அது ப்ரொமோஷன் பார்க்குறதோட நம்ம சொசைட்டி ஐ திங்க் வி ஷுட் பி ப்ரோக்ரெசிவ். அதுதான் நான் நினைக்கிறேன். இது அப்படி ப்ரொமோஷன், அது நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்து கொடுக்குற இந்த அன்பு இஸ் த பெஸ்ட் ப்ரொமோஷன்.
கண்டிப்பாக.
அந்த ப்ரொமோஷன்ஸ் நமக்கு நம்ம ப்ரோக்ரெசிவாக ஆஸ் எ சொசைட்டி வி ஷுட் க்ரோ, நாட் ரிக்ரெசிவ்.
ஓகே சார். தேங்க்யூ சார்.
ஓகே
மேம்.
ஹலோ, செக்.
உங்கள்கிட்ட ஒரு கேள்வி. நீங்கள் சூஸ் பண்ணுற எல்லா கதையுமே ஒரு மாதிரி டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக இருக்குது. நீங்கள் இருந்தாவே கண்டிப்பாக படத்துக்கு போகணும் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி மைண்டுக்குள்ளே ஒரு மாதிரி ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு. அது ஏன்னு தெரியல. அது நீங்கள் எப்படி மேம் ரொம்ப மெச்சூராகவும் எப்படி கதை ரொம்ப செலக்ட் பண்ணி நடிக்கிறீங்க? சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி தான், நீங்கள் இருந்தாவே படம் ஹிட்டு அப்படின்னு கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு. அதான் எப்படி அந்த கதையை சூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க மேம்? இந்த கதை நான் பண்ணால் கரெக்டாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு.
நான் இவ்வளோலாம் தாட் நிஜமாவே போடுறதே இல்லை. ஒரு கதை வந்து நம்ம படிக்கும்போது நம்மளும் ஆடியன்ஸ் மாதிரி தானே அது படிப்போம். அப்போ நமக்கு வந்து அது இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணிச்சுன்னா, நம்மளை வந்து அது உருக்கிச்சுன்னா, அப்போ நான் அதை வந்து நம்பி பண்ணணும்னு நினைப்பேன். அப்போ வேண்டிப்பேன், இது வந்து ஆடியன்ஸும் இதே மாதிரி நான் எப்படி ஃபீல் பண்ணுறேனோ அதே மாதிரி அவங்களும் ஃபீல் பண்ணணும்னு நினச்சிட்டு அந்த கான்ஃபிடென்ஸில் 100% கொடுத்துருவோம்ல, அவ்வளோதான். அதுதான் நான் பண்ணுறேன், வேறு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா தாட் எதுவுமே இல்லை.
மேம் சார். சார் கடைசியாக சிவா சார்ட்ட நான் பிரின்ஸில் பார்த்தேன் உங்களை சென்னையில் டிஆர் கார்டனில். ஆமாம், உங்களை ஃபோட்டோ உங்கள் கூட எடுத்திருக்கேன். நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணேன் ஒன் டே. அதில் வந்து நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணேன், அசிஸ்டன்ட் டைரக்டர் இல்லை. நம்ம என் ரூம்மேட் சொன்னார்னு சொல்லிட்டு உங்கள் படம் ஒர்க் பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ணேன். உங்கள் கூட ஃபோட்டோவும் எடுத்தேன். இப்போ எனக்கு சைன் வேணும் உங்ககிட்ட. 2வது என்னென்னா, நீங்கள் எனக்கு காக்கா பார்த்ததுக்கப்புறம் சூர்யா சார் எப்படி ஜிம்முக்கெலாம் நிறைய பேருக்கு ஜிம் போகணும் அப்படின்னு ஆச்சோ, அதே மாதிரி இப்போ நான் ஜிம் போகிறேன். அதுக்கு நீங்களும் ஒரு காரணம். நான் ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணுறப்பெல்லாம் உங்களை நினச்சிக்கிறேன். உங்கள் ஷோல்ட்ரு எப்படி மேலே வந்ததோ அந்த மாதிரி என் ஷோல்டரும் வரணும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதே மாதிரி நீங்கள் எப்படி பிக் ஸ்டார் ஆனீங்க, எப்படி ஆனீங்களோ அது மாதிரி எங்களை மாதிரி இருக்கிற எல்லா யங்ஸ்டரும் உங்களை பார்த்து பெருசாக ஆகணும்னு அந்த இதில் இருக்காங்க. அதே மாதிரி நீங்கள் ஒர்க் அவுட் கண்டினியூவாக பண்ணுங்கள். இது என்னோடய ரிக்வெஸ்ட்டு. ஏன்னா உங்கள் அவ்வளோ சீக்கிரத்தில் பாடி பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப வலி. அந்த வலியை நீங்கள் தாங்கிட்டு பண்ணீங்க. அதே மாதிரி இந்த முகுந்தன் கேரக்டர் வந்து நீங்கள் எப்படி சார் மென்டலாக நீங்கள் அதுக்காக இது பண்ணிக்கிட்டீங்க, ஹேண்டில் பண்ணீங்க?
அது அவருடைய ரைட்டிங். ஸோ ராஜ்குமார்ஸ் ரைட்டிங்லே வந்து அது இருந்தது. அண்ட் அதில் ஒரு டைலாக் இருக்கும், சாய் பல்லவி வந்து பீச்சில் சொல்லுவாங்க, 5th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லேயே இத்தனை கிளாரிட்டியோ அப்படின்னு சொல்லி. ஸோ ஆர்மிக்கு போகணுன்னு 5th ஸ்டாண்டர்டில் டிசைட் பண்ணவர் அந்த எக்ஸாமுக்கு தான் படிக்கிறாரு, அதுவாக தான் ஆகிறாருன்றது இருக்குது இல்லையா. சம்டைம்ஸ் எனக்கு சீனை பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணும்பொழுது 5th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லேயே இத்தனை கிளாரிட்டியோ அந்த டைலாகை தான் நான் மைண்டில் வச்சுப்பேன் நான். அப்போ இவ்வளோ கிளாரிட்டி சின்ன வயசுலேயே இருக்கிறவர் ஆஃப்டர் பிகமிங் அ கேப்டன் ஆர் மேஜர் அப்போ எப்படி இருந்திருப்பாங்க, அப்போ எப்படி அப்ரோச் பண்ணுவாங்க, அப்படி இருக்கணுன்றது தான் பேசிக் ஐடியா. ஸோ பாடி லாங்குவேஜ் அப்ரோச்சுக்கெலாம் என் அப்பாவை மைண்டில் வச்சுக்கிட்டேன். ஒரு சீனை எப்படி பேசிக் அப்ரோச் பண்ணுன்றதுக்கு அவருடைய டயலாக்ஸ் எல்லாம் மைண்டில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 2-3 பாயிண்ட் வச்சுருக்கேன் நான். ஸோ அதை வச்சு தான் ஐ அப்ரோச் திஸ்.
இதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த மாதிரி ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரி பண்ணுவீங்களா?
ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரியா டெஃபினட்டாக ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரி பண்ணும்போது அதனுடைய இம்பேக்ட் வந்து ரொம்ப பயங்கரமாக இருக்காது.
ஏன் அப்படின்னா நாங்கள் முகுந்தன் சாரை அவரை நாங்கள் பார்த்துருக்கோம். ஆனால் இருந்தால் நீங்கள் தான் ரியல் முகுந்தன் மாதிரி எங்களுக்கு அந்த படத்தில் ஸ்க்ரீனில் தெரிஞ்சுது. அது அது வெளியே வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் எங்களால் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியல. அதே மாதிரி நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு சாய் பல்லவி மேடம்க்கு ஒரு கால் வரும், அவங்க எடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. அப்போது பிரதர் வந்து சொல்லுவார், அந்த சைலண்ட் போர்ஷன் வந்து மியூசிக் இருக்காது, வித்தவுட் அவங்க க்ரைங் மட்டும் தான் இருக்கும். எங்களெல்லாம் அப்படியே சைலண்ட்டாக தேட்டரே அப்படியே ஃபுல் சைலண்ட்டாக ஹோல்ட் பண்ணிச்சு. ஜிவி பிரகாஷ் சார் வந்து எப்படி அந்த இடத்துல மியூசிக் போடாமல், சார் உங்களுக்கு தான் அது அவருக்கு சாருக்கு தான் மியூசிக் போடாமல் எப்படி வெறும் அழுவணும், அந்த க்ரைங் மட்டும் இருக்கணும், எப்படி சார் நீங்கள் டிசைட் பண்ணீங்க அந்த இடத்துல மியூசிக் வேண்டாம்?
இல்லை, மியூசிக் அங்கே இருந்துச்சு, மியூசிக் இருந்துச்சு. ஒரு ரொம்ப நேரம் போதா? இல்லை, மியூசிக் இருந்துச்சு. அது ஃபைனலாக நம்ம காப்பி எடுக்கிற அன்னைக்கு ஃபைனல் மிக்ஸ்னு ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் இருக்குது படத்தில், எல்லா ஃபிலிம்ஸ்லையும் இருக்கும். ஸோ ஃபைனல் மிக்ஸ் இங்கே 5.1 7.1லாம் வச்சு வருதில்ல, அதுக்கு எந்த இடம் எந்த ஆடியோ கேட்கலாம் அப்படிங்கிற சில டெசிஷன்ஸ் அந்த ஃபைனல் மிக்ஸ் அப்போ எடுப்போம். அப்போ வந்து அந்த பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எப்போவுமே எனக்கு சைலன்ஸில் இருக்கணும்னு தோணிட்டே இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ அது மியூசிக் லேயர் அந்த இடத்துல மியூட் பண்ணிவிட்டு வெறும் அவங்களோட குரல் மட்டும் அந்த இடத்துல இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி 2-3 பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸஸ் இருக்குது. ஐ திங்க் நான் சிவகார்த்திகேயன் பற்றி சொல்லணுன்னா, அவர் வந்து அந்த ஆம்புஷ் முடிச்ச அப்புறம் அந்த கேஸ்பர் வண்டி கிட்ட போய் அப்படி நின்று ஐம் ஃபைனலாக சொல்லி ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு ஓலம் ஒன்று இருக்கும். அது வந்து ரிலீஃபு, ஒரு என்ன இது ஏன் இதுக்குள்ளே இருக்கும்னு பல அர்த்தம் அதில் இருக்குது. அது வந்து அந்த நேச்சரில் போய் எதிரொலிக்கும், காஷ்மீர் மலை முகடுகளில் எதிரொலிக்கிற மாதிரி அடுத்த ஷாட் வரும், ஒரு டைம் லேப்ஸு. அது ஐ திங்க் தட் இஸ் ஐ வுட் சே அந்த ஷாட்டு, அந்த அதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிற அந்த போர்ஷன் ஃபியூ செகண்ட்ஸ் அவரோட ஒரு நிறைய சீன்ஸ் இருக்குது, அது ஒரு நல்ல பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் அவரோடது. அதே மாதிரி இவங்களோடது வந்து பல இடங்கள் இருக்குது, அதில் அந்த அழற இடம் வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஸ்பெஷலாக எனக்கு ஷூட் பண்ணும் போதே தெரியும். ஆம்புஷ் அதுக்குள்ளே வர இன்டர்கட்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து 2 டேக் தான், அதில் ஃபஸ்ட் டேக் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் ஃபைனலில். சேம் வே அந்த அழற ஃபைனல் வீப் அது வந்து 3 வாட்டி எடுத்தோம், எதுவுமே அவங்க மிஸ்டேக்னால இல்லை, பட் வி எண்டட் அப் யூஸிங் த ஃபஸ்ட் டேக். சேம் வே ராகுல் போஸ் சார் பற்றி ஒன்று சொல்லணும். அந்த என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா பேட்டில் ஹார்டன்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, அதுதான் அவரோட கேரக்டருக்கு நான் தனியாக எழுதியிருந்த ஒரு டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன். கர்னல் டபாஸ் அது வந்து ஒரு 14 வருஷம் காஷ்மீரில் சர்வ் பண்ணவர். அவர் ராஷ்ட்ரிய ரைஃபிள்ஸ்க்கு முன்னாடி ஸ்பெஷல் ஃபோர்ஸஸ் ஆஃபீஸராக இருந்தவர். ஸோ அப்போ அவர் லைஃப்பில் நிறையா டெத்தை கடந்து வந்திருப்பார். இருந்தாலும் இந்த பையன் அந்த மேடின்னு அவர் செல்லமாக கூப்பிடுற அந்த கமாண்டர் வந்து அவருக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்குது. ஸோ அந்த ஒரு கண்டினியூஸாக அவரும் அழறதுக்கு போயிடுவார். இப்படி அழ போனவர் டக்குன்னு அப்படி முகத்தை மாற்றி அந்த வாக்கி எடுத்து இன்ஃபார்மஸ் ஃபேமிலின்னு சொல்லுவார். ஸோ அந்த சேஞ்ச் ஓவர் அது வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு 9 ரியாக்ஷன் பண்ணி காமிச்சார். நான் இப்படி பண்ணட்டுமா, இப்படி பண்ணட்டுமா, இப்படி பண்ணட்டுமான்னு எனக்கு ஒரு 9 விதமாக பண்ணி காமிச்சார். நான் வந்து 3rd ஒன் சூஸ் பண்ணேன், இது பண்ணுங்க சார் அப்படின்ட்டு. அண்ட் அந்த 3rd ஒன்னை கரெக்டாக எடுத்துக்கிட்டு அவர் அதை மட்டும் ஒரு 3-4 டேக் போச்சு. அது வந்து இருட்டில் ஷூட் பண்ணுறது, லைட் எக்ஸ்போஷர் கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாக இருக்கும். அதே நேரம் லைட் போட்டு அதை நாடகமாக்கிட முடியாது, திடீர்னு லைட்டும். ஸோ அதெல்லாம் இருந்ததுனால ஒரு 4 டேக் போச்சு. ஒவ்வொரு வாட்டியும் அதையே கொடுத்தாரு. அண்ட் எனக்கு வந்து முக்கால்வாசி நேரம் அந்த ஆக்டர்ஸோட பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸுக்கு நடுவில், நல்ல டேக்ஸுக்கு நடுவில் இன்டர்கட் பண்ணவே பிடிக்காது. அந்தளவுக்கு இருக்கும் அவங்களோட நரேட்டிவ்க்காக சம்டைம்ஸ் பண்ண வேண்டி வரும். அந்தளவுக்கு எல்லா ஆக்டர்ஸோட பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸஸும் இதில் ரொம்ப நல்லா அமைஞ்சது ஒரு பெரிய வெற்றிக்கு ஒரு முக்கியமான காரணம்.
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
அந்த ராகுல் போஸ் சாரோட அந்த ரியாக்ஷன், சாரி இது செலோனல் ஃபினிஷ், ராகுல் போஸோட அந்த சாரோட அந்த ரியாக்ஷன் இருக்குல்ல, வண்டியெல்லாம் நின்றுடும். அந்த வண்டி நின்னதை வச்சே அவருக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும் இதான் உள்ளே நடந்திருக்குன்னு சொல்லி அவர் பயங்கரமாக எமோஷன் ஆகிடுவார். அதை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிவிட்டு இன்ஃபார்மஸ் ஃபேமிலின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அது எனக்கு பயங்கர ஐகானிக் மொமெண்ட். அது ராகுல் பாஸ் சாரோட நிறையா ஃபிலிம்ஸ் பார்த்துருக்கேன், நிறையா குட் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் இருக்குது, அது ரொம்ப சூப்பர். நான் அதை மெசேஜ் அனுப்பிச்சேன் அவருக்கு, இந்த மாதிரி இந்த ரியாக்ஷன் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்கு சார், இந்த ரியாக்ஷனை நான் எடுத்துக்கிறேன் சார், இனி ஃப்யூச்சரில் ஏதாவது ஒரு படத்தில் வந்து இது டெஃபினட்டாக இருக்கும் சார்ன்னு சொல்லி. அந்த ஒரு காமெடியில் வரல, அண்ணன் எடுத்துக்கிறேன்டா அப்படின்னு வரல, அந்த மாதிரி அவர்கிட்ட அப்படி சொல்ல முடியாது. ஸோ ரெஸ்பெக்டாக நான் சொல்லிட்டேன். அது சூப்பர்
சார். லாஸ்ட்டாக எனக்கு ஒன்று, எனக்கு ஒரு
இன்னும் ஒன்றே ஒன்று அப்படி சொல்லட்டேன். ஒரு பர்ஸ் கொடுக்குற இடம் ஒன்று வரும், ஐகானிக். அது அந்த இடத்துல கடைசியாக ஒரு ஹெட் நாடு ஒன்று வரும் இப்படி. அதுவும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் ஜெஸ்டராக இருக்கும். எனக்கு ஒவ்வொரு வாட்டியும் பார்க்கும்போது எனக்கு கண்ணீரே வராது இந்த படம். ஏன்னா எனக்கு எழுத்துலேயே எல்லா ஸ்கிரிப்ட் ஸ்டேஜ்லேயே வந்துடுச்சு. ஒரு வாட்டியும் எனக்கு அது வந்ததில்லை. பட் அந்த இடத்துல சம்டைம்ஸ் எவ்ரி டைம் பார்க்கும்போது அந்த இடத்துல எனக்கே ஒரு உருக்கம் வரும்
சார். எனக்கு
அது இவங்களோட ரியாக்ஷன். அது ஒரு ஹெட் நாட்.
இந்த புக்கில் உங்கள் 4 பேர்த்தோட ஆட்டோகிராஃப் வேணும்.
முடிச்சுட்டு வெளியில் போகும்போது கண்டிப்பாக கண்டிப்பாக
மேம்
தெரியும்,
எனக்கு தெரியும்.
ஸ்டேஷன்
அப்படியே வாங்கி மட்டும் கொடு.
Yeah.
For Rahul.
Yeah, you can just.
And then
Yeah.
Yes.
You can ask like that only. You can ask.
Sai ma'am, you have apple beauty. I love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Rajkumar sir, thank
Now
you very
this-
much for making
Rahul
this
sir.
film. राहुल सर अब हिंदी में बोलेगी क्योंकि बहुत सारी तमिल और कन्नड़ ऊपर से गया है, इसलिए आपकी जो दो फिल्म थी मैंने देखी है, एक तो बुलबुल और एक बर्लिन। दोनों में आपका जो किरदार था वो एक हटके था, देख के ऐसा लगा कि वाह ऐसा परफॉर्मेंस होना चाहिए। और आपकी एक फिल्म थी झंकार बेट्स, वो एक अलग फिल्म थी, म्यूजिकल फिल्म थी। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि वैसी फिल्म पार्ट 2 बनना चाहिए या फिर वो कुछ बन रहा है ऐसा कुछ? झंकार बेट्स।
झंकार बीच का
हाँ जी।
अगर बन रहा है तो मेरे डेड बॉडी के साथ बनेगा। और क्या, मतलब 25 साल तो हो गए नहीं, लेकिन बुलबुल में 2 किरदार थे मेरे, ट्विन ब्रदर्स। एक तो ठीक ही था, जो ज़मींदार का जो रोल था, बट द अदर वन विच इज़ द मेंटली चैलेंज्ड ब्रदर, फ्रोजन एट द एज ऑफ 10 इन अ बॉडी ऑफ अ 45-year-old, वो बहुत मुश्किल था, क्योंकि इसमें कम करो तो लोग कहेंगे तो हम काम नहीं कर सकते हो, तुम्हें हुनर नहीं है, और अगर ज़्यादा करते हो तो ओवर एक्टिंग हो जाता है। तो इसमें डायरेक्टर बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है। द डायरेक्टर हैज़ टू चूज़ द राइट टेक्स टू आर्क द कैरेक्टर, द पिच ऑफ द कैरेक्टर वेरी केयरफुली। सो या यू नो, इट्स ए, मुझे ताज्जुब तब होता है कि जब एक्टर ख़राब काम करता है तो लोग डायरेक्टर को क्यों नहीं क्रिटिसाइज़ करते, क्योंकि डायरेक्टर वहाँ पे बैठा है।
राइट।
such talented actors, the director only has to say, Siva थोड़ा कम करो, थोड़ा ज़्यादा करो, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा body language कम करो, or to say to side, they'll do it. अगर नहीं करते हैं तो this is equally the loss of the director. Similarly, when an actor gets praised for her or his work, the praise should go to the director. Because the director is the person who's sitting there for 100 days arcing your performance. And they can destroy your performance by choosing the wrong take in the edit. That's it. Destroy your performance. So, you know, I think it's very, very important for directors to also carry responsibility for the actor's work.
But I love your Bulbul wala character, twins brother. Very nice. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Perfect.
Sir has
Thank
also
you. Thank
dubbed
you
in
so
Tamil
much,
by
sir.
himself.
Thank you so much, everyone, for this.